Guys, today I'm going to show you my foolproof formula for building a delicious smoothie. I feel like a lot of people will get on health kicks and start the smoothie thing, and if the smoothie doesn't taste great, the habit does not continue. So I'm going to show you a few easy steps to always build a seasonal, delicious, healthful smoothie. So the first and most important ingredient is the base, and that's any kind of nut milk, coconut milk, or filtered water. If you are using filtered water and you want it a little more creamy, you just add a couple cashew nuts or coconut just to add that creaminess. The next thing you want to add is whatever your frozen fruit of choice is. So these are actually locally grown strawberries that I've actually just prepped and frozen. But the most important part is you're picking organic fruit, and Costco even has organic frozen strawberries if it's not in season and you want to make this. The next is seeds. So I'm going to use chia seeds in this recipe, but you can use flax seeds or hemp hearts or pumpkin seeds or whatever seed your heart desires. So the next thing you need is a tablespoon of good fat. So in this one, I'm going to use cashews, but you can use nut butter, seed butter, sunflower butter, or avocado. Okay, so the next ingredient is greens, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to wonder why I'm using escarole, but that's what it is in season right now and that I had picked up. And for me, if it grows together, it goes together. You can use spinach, kale, spring mix, anything you want, but today I'm going to be using escarole, so a handful of greens. The next ingredient, which I put in most of my things, is vanilla. So this is the non-alcoholized, simply organic vanilla. So the next ingredient is protein. So whatever protein powder you want to use, if that's the route you want to go. I have a collagen powder here, and then on the vegetarian and vegan side, I also put in some spirulina. Spirulina is a great vegan source of protein. So when you do add spirulina, this is just a personal choice. Don't add too much of it. I find if you add too much, it really takes over the whole flavor of the smoothie. So just make sure to add a little bit. Last but not least is I add a pinch of pink salt to everything. And then we also want to make sure we're adding about a handful of ice, but we're gonna add the ice at the end after everything's already blended. Now if this isn't sweet enough for you or your kid, I still wanna get it in you. So if you need to add one date or a little bit of honey or something to get you started on smoothies, then you can add that. But for my palate, this is good enough. So the foolproof formula is starting with your base, whatever liquid of choice, a handful of frozen berries, 1 to 2 teaspoons of seeds of choice, 1 to 2 tablespoons of good fat of choice, a handful of greens, 1 to 2 teaspoons of vanilla, a protein powder of choice, and if you're like me, a little bit of pink salt. And don't forget the ice. Not to toot my own horn, but I love this smoothie.